Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to this channel. And on today's topic, I will talk about something that's quite personal. Like, it has happened to me, basically. It's relatable. And it's why African kids no longer call their parents. I think this is a very, I don't want to say taboo, but I think it's a very reoccurring issue that happens within the African community. I think the moment that we leave households, and this is not for everyone, so please don't come for me, okay? But I think a lot of the times once we leave the house, we have such a hard time connecting back with our parents because now it's no longer out of obligation. And it's sad to say, but I think our parents caused for a lot of our dysfunction, sorry. And so we grow up in an environment that is constantly being threatened, but that we recognize as a safe space, if that makes sense. So we're aware that, oh my God, this is my house, this is my home, these people love me, but they love me to conditions. Unconditionally conditioned. And so then you have this thing that happens where it's like you're constantly met with different, how would I place this? When you leave, you're met with a newfound freedom, basically, that you didn't have in your home. You now have to relearn how to make decisions on your own because everything was always made for you. You have to learn how to be your own person because you lived in a house where you basically were the puppet. And so you have not, over the years that you spent in your house, not got to meet with yourself. And it's so unfortunate because it doesn't mean that we hate our parents. At least I'm going to speak for myself. It doesn't mean that I hate my parents or anything like that. But it's just, how can I go back to the environment that caused the damage? I became this person because, yes, there were a lot of things, of good things that came out of me being in that house, but there was also a lot of fucked up shit that were worked within the good things that I came out of. For instance, a bad habit is I get jumpy. I get very jumped because when I was in my household, the slightest things could set off anybody. So I was in a very emotionally unstable house, but it's like I had a very two present parents. Let me just say that. They were both present and they both had the criteria. They were always there. That everything that we needed was done. We always had stability in our home up until a point, but we always had stability in our home, right? What I would say was we were never heard. And so what that creates is that you constantly think that your opinion doesn't matter. Always. You always think that your opinion doesn't matter. And within understanding that, you go outside. And so when you go outside, you have such a hard time voicing out your needs and your wants without thinking that it's going to be retaliated by an argument, a conflict, or somebody damn right just telling you that you're doing too much. There's so many examples that I could pull out of this, but it's like there's such a hesitancy and within the African community to reach back out to parents, or it's like a forced effort. It's like something you've really, really, really got to work up to. There was a time, because now the parent, like the relationship that I have with my parents is a lot more healthier, and it took a lot of time to get to that point because there was a time where I couldn't be in a room with them longer than 24 hours without me going through every single emotion under the sun. Or feeling like a plethora of anger for no explicit reason, or feeling the need to go home at the slightest inconvenience. It always felt like I had to kind of like work for love. The thing is, African parents will actually love you through anything, but they'll make you believe that there are conditions that they will stop loving you in. And so you have this constant fear of saying like, oh my God, if I overstep a boundary, this is gonna be it for me. Like, I'm gonna get my ass whooped, or I'm gonna get kicked out, or my mom gonna stop loving me, or my daddy gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was always a certain criteria to it. So it was very wishy-washy. It's like you never truly knew if somebody really loved you, but you knew that somebody really loved you, if that makes sense. And so it was so conflicting that after you leave the nest, you genuinely need to take time to be reintroduced to yourself. I had this conversation with my older brother that told me that he had to go through the same thing after he left the house the first time, is he had to be re-met with himself because he didn't even know the things that he liked. And I had that feeling when I first left my home. You know, as a woman, African woman, it's not encouraged, I would say, to leave. And it's something that you just have to do just to do it. And once you're being put in that position where you have to basically take your wings and go, once I did leave, everything I did was being doubted. I was like, oh, should I do this? Oh, damn, I don't know if I should do this. And it's like you're doubting yourself, but you have nobody to answer to. And in your mind, you're still warped in the fact that you have to answer to somebody. So constantly, every time you're about to make a decision, you're thinking about it. You're like, oh my gosh, should I do it? I don't know if I should do it. What if I get in trouble if I do it? Like, you're not sure of anything. And so a lot of the times you get put into this, like, you're still under the spell even after you leave. And it's only after you truly find yourself, or you start understanding that a lot of the decisions are only based on what you choose to make, that you're able to kind of like snap out of it. And it makes things awkward when you found this like newfound power to come back to the people that withheld that power from you and then act like everything is okay, when you understood that a lot of your independency and your choice making skills were taken away at such a young age where you didn't have the chance to make your own decision. So that's the topic for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I am so appreciative. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video to someone that you feel like should hear it. And if that person is you, then share it to yourself. Thank you guys so much for getting to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.